lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence comes my help. My help comes from the Lord, the God of the heavens and the earth. Many trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God, the maker of the heavens and the earth. Arise and shine, O you people, for your light has come. The glory of the Lord is risen upon you. Lift up your heads, O you gates, and be lifted up, you everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O you gates, and be lifted up, you everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? Is the Lord of hosts, is the King of glory. All right, so it's on that note, I welcome you to Press Drive, the TGIF edition of the show. Thank God it's Friday, weekend is here, and rest is near. Welcome to another side of time. Welcome to this time that has never been and that will never be anymore, because the times are different. Welcome to this side of time. How are you this morning? How was your night? Hope you're able to walk. Yesterday was holiday. How did it go? Hope you listened to the nation's broadcast from the National Assembly, from the president there, honoring so many persons, posthumous and also the living. Everyone, a lot of persons were honored. Some persons were actually grieved for being sidelined. And all of these and more we're going to be looking at on Press Drive this morning. My name is SAMSON, OMOTOSHO. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Oyo State. Nigerians, Oyo State, Ibadan. Welcome. All right, so moving on, let's quickly touch on the Nation newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Punch newspaper, the Nation newspaper, beg your pardon, Tinubu affirms commitment to multi-party democracy. Also, we could see there democracy not gifted by military, but reclaimed by Nigerians, says Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President of the Federal Republic. Also, reign of honors for June 12 heroes. Others, you could read further, read that story further again if you're interested in it. A bank launches 2 billion naira private varsity scholarship. Also, a job protest, poor infrastructure in Edo community. A job protest, poor infrastructure in Edo community. Also, governors, Nigeria has made measurable progress. That's coming from governors saying Nigeria has made measurable progress. Also, youth rally for Tinubu in Lagos, Abuja. Youth rally for Tinubu in Lagos, Abuja. Another story says wrongs done to our parents now corrected, says MKO Abiola's son, Jamiu. Jamiu says wrongs done to our parents now corrected, says MKO Abiola's son. Also, we could see on the entertainment section of the Nation newspaper, Kiss Daniel says my dad was my best friend. All right, Kiss Daniel speaking there. Another story says when praise dazzled fans at the Macallan's lunch. Okay, when praise dazzled fans at the Macallan's lunch. Also, Bin Shegun Ogungbe's daughter puts pressure on me, says Mide Bams. Okay, she says Bin Shegun Ogungbe's daughter puts pressure on me, says Mide Bams. Also, Abel Maxwell releases new song. All right, Abel Maxwell releases new song. African Music Business Roundtable to champion what we call industry interests. Okay, so you get to see that and more. Also, Ibrahim Chata says why I joined Balogun at Desoy's parade for 2025 Ojudi Oba. He says you can read further why he said he did all of that. Okay, and in politics, Osun Women Group promises Tinubu Niwa boss 1 million votes. Osun Women Group promises Tinubu Niwa boss 1 million votes. Also ahead 2026, Babayemi gets Osun local government area youth kinsman endorsement for APC ticket. Okay. Ahead 2027 elections, Adamawa APC rallies for Tinubu welcomes high-profile defectors. Ahead 2027, Adamawa APC rallies for Tinubu welcomes high-profile defectors. Also, Tinubu dismisses one-party state agenda, welcomes defectors to APC. Democracy must work for people, not just at polls. That's coming from Natasha. Okay, the embattled senator. Natasha says, democracy must work for people, not just at polls. Also, newer boss denies meeting with police to destabilize Osun. Newer boss denies a meeting with police to destabilize Osun. Also, renewed commitment to democracy. Or your governor hopeful urges Nigerians. That's the much we're able to take on the Nation newspaper. Alright, so moving on to the Daily Post newspaper this morning, taking a look at them one after the other. Governor I-FLIER lied. We didn't sponsor herdsmen attacks in Benue. Who is speaking here? National Assembly members replies, Governor I-FLIER, he has alleged them of sponsoring herdsmen attack in Benue. Okay, so that's their response to his attack. Also, to his allegation rather. June 12, Nigeria needs total restructuring, says Professor Pat Utomi says Nigeria needs total restructuring. Also, Governor I-FLIER accuses religious bandits of fueling crisis in Benue. Governor I-FLIER accuses religious bandits of fueling crisis in Benue. Also, for June 12, hand over to military. We're not practicing democracy. Group tells Tinubu. Okay, so he's going to hand it over, right? That's what you think. Okay, so hand over to military. We're not practicing democracy. Group tells Tinubu. Also, NEF accuses Tinubu of marginalizing North in infrastructure allocation. Is that true? All right, so Democracy Day, Benue Youth holds pro Tinubu. I-FLIER rally despite unending killings. Democracy Day, Benue Youth holds pro Tinubu. I-FLIER rally despite unending killings there in Benue State. Also, Democracy Day, Tinubu grants full presidential pardon to Ken Saro-Wiwa, 8 other Ogoni activists there. That was yesterday. Also, Tinubu confers national honors on Kudirat Abiola, Humphrey Nwosu, other Nigerians. Also, you could see full text of Tinubu's address at Joint National Assembly session on Democracy Day. Take a look at it on the Daily Post newspaper. Tinubu confers posthumous honors on Abiola, Humphrey Nwosu, Yardor, and others as well. And lastly, this morning, the Daily Post, Tinubu denies stopping registration of new political parties. Okay, so Tinubu has said he has been alleged of one-party state, and he said, well, it's my joy if there's something like that, but then you all are welcome to the APC. Okay, let's move on to other newspapers making the round. right, so let's take a look at this particular story here on the Vanguard newspaper where I am at the moment. I don't view one-party state as good for Nigeria. That's coming from the president himself. President Tinubu says, I don't view one-party state as good for Nigeria. Also, IBB apologized to us for annulling June 12. That's coming from Abiola's son, Jamiu. It says he apologized already. So, Tinubu celebrates journalism icon Sam Amuka at 90. Confers national honors on him. Also, Democracy Day. Shun protests, embrace dialogue for peace. Okay, who said that? That's coming from South youths as they urge Nigerians to actually sheath their swords against national protests. Okay, we also saw NRM to CJN hold court abuse by failed politicians. NRM to CJN says halt court abuse by failed politicians. Also, Israel strikes Iran's nuclear military targets in Operation Rising Lion. Okay, that's it. And also, let's take a look at other news making headlines. Nigeria can walk if governance gaps are fixed. That's coming from Pastor Bakari there. Also, IBB admitted mistake, apologized for cancelling June 12. Abiola's son speaking here. Uncle Sam at 90 deserves commendation for media development. Okay, in Nigeria. That's coming from Sanwo-Olu there. Says the media giant, talking about the media veteran rather, Uncle Sam. Okay, so he deserves more than what he is getting at the moment. Also, teenage daughter fakes own kidnapping. Okay, all right, what's she trying to get there? To make some money, right, from her parent. Teenage daughter fakes own kidnapping. Also, Democracy Day. Tinubu is economical with the truth on one party state rather. Democracy Day. Tinubu is economical with the truth on one party state, says ADP. ADP has alleged the president of what they called economical with the truth. Also, NCDC reports 142 deaths, 747 confirmed cases of Lassa fever in 18 states. Okay, NCDC report 142 deaths, 747 confirmed cases of Lassa fever in 18 states. Also, June 12, Tinubu, a symbol of democracy. That's coming from Oduduwa Group, says Tinubu is a symbol of democracy. That's the much. All right, so lastly, on the Punch newspaper this morning, on the front page of the Punch, Knox kudos as Tinubu honors June 12 heroes. Yes, that's the story there. Knox kudos as Tinubu honors June 12 heroes. Also, man arrested for trafficking 15, Nigerian arrested rather, for trafficking 15 students in Australia. Nigerian arrested for trafficking 15 students in Australia. Also, federal government, Ogun failure obvious on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Don't forget there was a tanker that expressway, and a lot has been hitting on the government of Ogun State. Also, tanker explosion, just like I said. Stranded motorists lament 24-hour gridlock on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Also, Nigeria no longer true democracy, says Atiku. Obi, Nigeria no longer true democracy. All right, so Nigeria opens camp ahead of African Fencing Championship. In the ever exciting world of sports, Nigeria opens camp ahead of African Fencing Championship. Also, federal government to revoke dormant oil licenses with new policy. Federal government to revoke dormant oil licenses with new policies. Also, we could see on the metro session the Metro Plus section of the Punch newspaper. Imo villagers decry armed herdsmen presence in farmlands. Imo villagers decry armed herdsmen presence in farmland. Also panic as fuel-laden tanker somersaults in Oyo. Panic as fuel-laden tanker somersaults in Oyo. Gunmen kill 9. Oh, goodness me. Gunmen kill 9-month-old baby. 3 farmers in Plateau. Gunmen kill 9-month-old baby. 3 farmers in Plateau. Also, 10 suspected headers remanded over Benue killings. 10 suspected headers remanded over Benue killings. Naked man found hanging from tree in Ogun. All right, hanging on tree, they meant to ride. All right, naked man found hanging on tree in Ogun. That's the much we'll be able to take in our several dailies. Analysis comes up shortly. Please stay with us. All right, so while moving on the program this morning, and joining me on the program as always on a Friday edition like this, Honorable Femi Adebisi. Good morning to you. Welcome to Press Drive.
You're welcome, Samson, and I want to welcome our numerous listeners. Good morning.
All right, so that was very simple and short. Let's take a look at this story. Knox Tinubu kudos. Knox kudos as Tinubu honors June 12 heroes yesterday at the June 12 speech he gave, or should I say the remark he made at the National Assembly. President Bola Tinubu yesterday attracted praises and Knox for the list of honorees he announced as democracy heroes, while some Nigerians lauded the president for his tribute to the heroes of the June 12 1993 struggle. Others lamented that key names were conspicuously omitted from the list. The late Moshood Abiola was named winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, regarded as the freest and fairest in the country, which was annulled by the military under vociferously against the military decision were killed, incarcerated under frivolous charges, while others went on exile for fear of being hounded. Also, we could see the president in the exercise of his powers on Thursday yesterday bestowed national honors on activist nationalists, journalists, scholars, and fallen pro-democracy icons. He also granted a presidential pardon and conferred honors on the Ogoni Nine, led by Ken Saro-Wiwa, who was executed on November 10, 1995 by the military junta. The Ogoni Nine. Okay, is it 9?
Yes.
Okay, well, I thought it's 9. I mean, I was looking at it from that point.
Yeah.
The Ogoni 9, because I wanted to say 9, but so I don't go and call somebody's name. The Ogoni 9, including Saro-Wiwa, thank you for that. Saro-Wiwa were executed following their protest against Shell's oil activities in the region. The list was announced during Tinubu's Democracy Day address to a joint session of the National Assembly while celebrating those who opposed the military rule. Living honorees include Nobel laureate Professor Wale Soyinka and General Alani, Professor Jibrin Ibrahim, James Bawa Magaji, Bukar Abba, Ibrahim Atairu Jega, Husman Bugaje, Sulaiman Hamid, Nasiru Abbas, Nasiru Kura, Dan Sulaiman, and Awesu Wana Kuta. Others are Ajia Gambo Sawaba, Colonel Yohana Madaki, Abdul Karim Dayabu, Lawan Dambazao, Awal Rafsajani, Abubakar Rimi, and Sule Lamido. However, findings by late pro-democracy figures, including Mr. Yinka Johnson, who served as technical director, Gbolahan Olalemi, Daniel Johnson, George Noah, and Dr. Tajuddin Abdurrahim, among others. He also hailed Senator Shola Adeyeye and others who he said risked their lives operating under the underground radio Kudirat, a clandestine station used to mobilize opposition against military rule. Of course, the movement for the survival of the Ogoni people, who lauded Tinubu for the bold step to honor the Ogoni Nine, however, called on the president to remove the stain of injustice.
Gave out a vehicle, inside that, and not a vehicle now, a ship, and inside that ship, Kudra radio was being
heard.
Yes, was being heard. So there are several names, but for me, Chief MK Abiola himself, giving GCFR and all that is not the honor I expect for that particular man.
Okay.
The man lost his life, he lost the mandate, he lost his businesses. Above all, he died without credible successor. Even from within his family, you cannot see anything that look like Abiola. Within his sibling, among his siblings, that's unfortunate. And the and again, what you call welfareism happened to be the theme of Chief MK Abiola engaging in today. In fact, MK Abiola wouldn't have sacrificed people's welfareism for any economic reforms. He wouldn't have done that. Rather, he would have wanted to block the leakages. He would have, wanted to make sure that the oil thieves, in fact,
brought to book.
Yes, they should be brought to book and stamped out completely. He would have wanted that, energy is restored and we become a productive nation. Because today the government is claiming economic growth. I heard that in the test of Mr. President yesterday. Yes, economic growth of today is induced by borrowing. We are financing budget through borrowing. We are swallowing up what you call foreign reserve by borrowing, and not by production. So when are we start going to become a production-based democracy rather than revenue-based democracy? MK Abiola wouldn't have done that. So the greatest of honor for Abiola would have been, working around the ideals of what you call security, giving us energy, giving us Nigeria that works for everybody and not for special interest. That's my submission.
All right. So, thank you so much for that submission. Whilst we were still on the show this very morning, let's quickly go for this commercial. And when we're back, the program continues. Please stay with us.
Buying the right product is inconvenience. Either you're buying for your business or home use. Femiel Multiventures, your ultimate shopping destination, stands out when it comes to meeting your event and family needs. Explore our wide range of products and services today. Buy affordable wholesale foods and drinks for your next event or home use. We are also the best plug to get your rentals, chairs, plates, spoons, tables, coolers, drums, and all you need for your next event. At Femiel Multiventures, we also sell solid, durable, and affordable ice blocks to keep your drinks cool and refreshing. Come one, come all to also try our eatery and experience delicious meals like never before. You can find us at number 1 Pineapple Area, Iletitun, along Oki Ogunbade axis. Telephone 0912 345 4561 or 0904 254 5713.
Unlock your child's reading potential. Introducing Bookworm Empowerment Children Literacy Center. We nurture a love for reading and learning in children for lifelong education with technology assisted in teaching learning to read and reading to learn. Expert instructors with a passion for teaching reading. Personalized reading learning plans tailored to your children's needs. Fun, interactive and engaging learning environment. Small class sizes ensure individual attention. Regular progress updates and parent-teachers conferences. Our program consists cognitive and technical reading skills, phonics, phomic awareness, fluent reading, decoding, vocabulary, comprehension. Enroll your child at this very excellent period. Contact us to register your child right now on 0802 351 9154. Address GAF Building by Keto Petrol Station, Orogun off University of Ibadan, Second Gate. Empower your child with the gift of literacy.
So welcome back from that commercial. Let's quickly get on with other stories making the rounds this morning. Nigerian arrested for trafficking 15 students in Australia. We have often seen this. A Nigerian Australian woman, Binta Abubakar, has been arrested by the Australian Federal Police for allegedly trafficking students from Papua New Guinea and forcing them into unpaid labor on farms across Queensland under the guise of educational scholarships. Abubakar, 56, was arrested on Wednesday at the Brisbane airport upon arrival from Papua New Guinea, where she was primarily based. Arrest follows a 2-year investigation by the AFP's Northern Command Human Trafficking Team, which launched a probe into her activities in July 2022 after receiving a tip-off from Queensland Police. According to the AFP, a group of PNG nationals who had moved to Australia to study were instead allegedly forced to work against their will on farms. The dual citizen reportedly lured at least 15 PNG nationals aged between 19 and 35 to Australia between March 2021 and July 2023 through a company, Bean Educational Services and Consulting, by offering fake full educational scholarships. The report disclosed that a company's website claimed to offer a holistic and modern approach to education, training and employment. However, police said the reality was far from different. Once in Australia, the students were allegedly coerced into signing a series of legal documents obligating them to repay unspecified costs associated with tuition, airfares, visa applications, insurance, and legal fares. To settle these debts, they were reportedly forced to work on fruit farms in Queensland, including Lockyer Valley and Stanthorpe, often in violation of their visa conditions. According to police, the students were made to work 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, while their wages were allegedly collected and withheld by Abubakar to pay off the so-called debt. Now, we've seen this is one of the so many that have been caught at the moment. We've seen so many persons, slave contracts have been signed. Some persons are coerced, used as sex workers, even in some places. And one of which we saw with one of the, I think it's Jumoke George, one of a Nigerian Nollywood actress, whom the daughter was, was repatriated back to Nigeria. It is becoming, all right, and a lot of persons are now being very, Nigerians are very gullible when it comes to traveling abroad due to the hardship in the country. How do we stop this?
Well, don't let us look at the gullibility first. Let's look at the immediate trigger of all this. Leadership failure in this country has led to the frustration of the current generation of Nigerian youths, including their parents. Even so many of them that have not traveled and become victims of all these forced labor outside of the country. What are their fates within the country? And some have resigned to fate and said, okay, look, I think, let me this way. Some have lost decorum and values and resorted into all manners of vices to get rich at all costs. That is a kind of, what you call coping strategy of all these bad misgovernance you are having in Nigeria. An expression of frustration among them. So now you see others are now taking advantage of this particular frustration of the youths. Disguising as a credible organization that is there to give them jobs outside of the country, give them succor and all that. And of course they find themselves virtually in every part of the world being forced into labors, while few of them are lucky. So, I think the way out today is to make sure that we take advantage. In fact, we missed that opportunity yesterday. What the president would have done yesterday was to convene a national meeting of everybody represented by credible people, probably on the floor of the National Assembly. Let us talk on how we can restore the dignity of this country. We've lost their dignity. Human values have been degraded. With each new day, people are hungry, and we are pretending. We are so deluded to have assumed that yes, we are making improvement. Nothing is improved anywhere. Yes, what you have are just cosmetic, cosmetic succor. And they all believe at one point or the other that we are operating a kind of false democracy, because all of them are clamoring for what you call true federalism. Federalism is the major component of our democracy, and all of them are saying that yes, let us have true federalism.
But we're practicing that.
Yes, the meaning is that all of them, I mean, in theory, they believe that the democracy is a false one. And if we all agree that we are having a kind of false democracy, a democracy that is not working, why can't we just have a meeting and chart a way forward? How can we restore Nigeria? How can we reclaim Nigeria? So that is the only way dignity can be restored. That is the only way hope can be restored. That is the only way we can guarantee a better today and a better future for the frustrated youth of this country.
All right, so I'm going to pick up two stories, but let me pick this one and then I'll pick the two stories. I want us to be very succinct for one of time. Gunmen killed 9-month-old baby. I'm particular about this story. 3 farmers in Plateau. Gunmen have killed 4 persons, including a 9-month-old baby at Nkudaro community, Basa local government area, Plateau State. It was learned that the attack, which occurred on Wednesday, led to the killing of 2 women and 1 man, while 2 others sustained injuries. The 4 men, were said to have been conveying tomatoes from their farm at Nkudaro community, from where they plan to transport them to the Farin Gada market in Jos when the gunmen attacked them, leading to their death. The spokesperson of the Mango Youth Development Association, Joseph Chudu, confirmed the killings to Punch Metro in Jos on Thursday. According to Chudu, the victims had been evacuated to the mortuary while those injured were transported to the hospital where they are currently receiving treatment. Chuda said, "I don't know the type of democracy we're practicing. Every day, people are being killed and the perpetrators are not brought to book. They have been attacked, killed in Kedoro community. The victims went to pick up tomatoes on their farms. They loaded a basket of tomato in their car from the farm and they were about to leave. They were ambushed at a bridge close to the Tegbin Nkedoro community, and then they were all killed."
Oh, well, you see, there are 2 key reasons why you have government. The first being security, and the second one being welfareism. And well, you believe with me that in Nigeria of today, security is missing, welfareism is missing. Then, what use is the government? If what you call what use is the government? What are the relevance? What are their relevance to all these 2 key challenges? But unfortunately, we the people have a fair share of it. Do you know that yesterday, the youths in Benue State, where they are killing them on a daily, virtually every second, displacing them. Do you know that the youths were on the street in Benue State yesterday, saluting and praising the government,
the president
at the federal level, and even their governor? Yes, for doing great job of what you call security. What a paradox! That's coming from the youth we are talking about. Well, of course, I still see it as a kind of frustration, because they have to do that to get some money. Yeah, that is that is a sign that they are frustrated. That's when you are not thinking below the box.
Don't you think it was sponsored?
That's what I'm saying. Technically, it's for money. So yes, well, like I keep saying, someone will have to pay for the innocent blood being shed every day, because one, you have been vested, power has been donated wholesale to Mr. President as the commander-in-chief. What has he done? What has he done to make sure that this is curbed? And of course, we all know that all these are political killing. Political killing, yes. What can we do to make sure that politically we sort all these things out? Because gun cannot sort it out. Yes, if gun can sort it out, we would have done that long time ago. So I think I feel so sorry for the family, yes, and I feel so sorry for the next victims, because it is not stopped yet.
All right, we'll be right back again.
Are you looking for the perfect spot to host your next event? Or maybe a cozy place to relax and have some fun? Welcome to Feniel Multipurpose Hall. Whether it's a wedding, birthday, seminar, or family gathering, our event center is perfectly designed to.
And attacks in Benue. National Assembly members reply Governor Ali. Don't forget he had accused them of sponsoring headers. The Benue State National Assembly caucus has denied the allegation leveled against it by Governor Hyacinth Leah that members of the caucus are sponsoring attacks in the state. Governor Leah, while speaking on national television, had alleged that some politicians who are very functional and are in the National Assembly are in Abuja and are architects of arrowheads of not just instigating but harboring and keeping them in the bushes and taking care of all their bills and buying all the gadgets for them. In a statement issued on Thursday by the National Assembly, the caucus, through the senator representing Benue South Senatorial District and Senate Minority Leader Comrade Abba Patrick Abba, denied the allegation.
At the National Assembly, most of them are APC, legislators. So maybe they would have been, maybe they are falling apart. Maybe there is something we know. He knows that we don't know about. But one thing is this, that I suspect. In fact, the reason why report had been there, that some governors and members of the National Assembly are secretly working for the opposition. Yes, so something like that. And of course, the president has to be fast enough and woo people from other parties so that by the time they leave eventually, so the vacuum will be filled. But of course, they are doing all this at the detriment, at the perils of the ordinary man, whose life are being, put in a position of vulnerability and insecurity on a daily basis. All right. Thank you so much for that. Full studio lines officially open. You can call in right now on 0705 500 1033, 0705 500 1033, or 0905 444 1033, 0705 500 1033. We're also streaming live on Facebook at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Hello, good morning to you.
That's Samson.
Morning to you, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Pastor Ayodele. You're welcome. We can hear you, sir.
Are you hearing me, sir?
Yes, we can.
My honorable, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, my pastor.
We tackle this estimate. All these complaints. He has been complaining all this while, and it has brought nothing. I think he has to do something. He has to be proactive to protect his people. Good morning.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Let's take this other call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, honorable.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine, sir. I'm Bosse from IBADAN.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So I was watching the news to analyze on this insecurity that Nigerians are experiencing, especially the reaction of Nigerians, especially the people at Benue yesterday. For me, in fact, very disheartening. Seeing youths go out to commend the federal government and their governor for their actions put in place. In fact, for me, the man has not been trying enough. Because if he had adopted the style your state governor and the southwestern governors have been implementing, I believe things would have been far better for them there. So I still want to urge them not to look at those people and keep wasting their lives. I just mentioned now the allocations given to them for security should be used effectively. Vehicles should be, even the state police, just like OMOTOSHO here, should be utilized also. They should introduce local securities and empower them very well. So every other thing, even just like we have here in Oyo State, I think there's this phone number 615 that is also provided for us, that when we see something, we should see something. That also will also help them there. So they should do what is needful. They should not watch them there.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Beautiful morning to you.
Good morning, Prince Bumi Adefusi.
Bumi Adefusi, calling from Apata.
You're welcome.
I greet the able.
My crown prince, good morning.
Yes, sir. A lot of things are wrong in Nigeria. Due to politics, we don't know how to play. You can imagine who say the chief of staff should review the steps that is going to Benue State. You don't review your plans to the enemy. And I know on me wise, it was not so. To fight terrorism, I keep saying it that not that our military personnel are powerless. They are not. But what of the people that are giving them the order? I would still recommend is that let Mr. President summon the serving chiefs. Let him call them names so that truth can come out and so that we can free from insecurity in Nigeria. Because I don't think that insecurity can end soon in Nigeria. That's my submission. Good morning.
Thank you. All right, so let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning to you, sir.
I'm Stephen Dilly. I'm calling from Brother Baba. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Thanks. It's democracy we are practicing. We cannot put something on nothing. Our democracy is not yet solid or consolidated. It's like someone, it will not go away. So they do what you call camouflage. We that are governed, do we see it? We have not seen it. There, regarding the opposition leader party, they are not doing well. They should not blame the party. During PDP time, they said they will rule for 50 years. Where did they end it? And to blame Tinubu that is the one that caused a particular state to be in one party is to cover their face. One thing about Supreme Court, I like partially the way it does. That any party, any crisis within the party, they cannot resolve. They not take to the Supreme Court.
All right.
Because it's not a place where they can be entertained anyhow.
Okay.
There, Tinubu hold them not to people that call it headers to solve the problem. And I know I want to tell you that the APC now, and they said that it was APC or whatever. They have to form the quarter. That we are saying to this. They too, they need to do what they are doing.
Thank you.
We know what to do. People are there. It doesn't change our position. They cannot enter into our heart, but they should do something. If a Bello that is living is doing well, they will not remember the bad Bello. The PDP is the essence of their problem. Daily talking for you. God bless you.
Thank you. Very sophisticated weapons. Yeah, you meant to say.
Yes, they are handling more sophisticated weapons than the so-called vigilante. What the military and the police will do is first of all to go in amidst them, go into the states and probably take the ammunition from them. If they are not allowed to use, if they don't allow the X-Men to have access to AK-47 and AK-49, all those sorts of machinery, definitely there will be less problem because they have access to sophisticated weapons. That's why they are having an upper hand over our security agencies. That's just my suggestion.
Thank you. All right, let's take another call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, comrades.
I'm Comrade Ndegua from Molodo.
You're welcome.
I greet Honorable.
My own comrade. Good morning, sir.
Happy Democracy Day yesterday.
Well, same from here, sir.
You cannot say that what President Tinubu did yesterday by honoring the departed patriots and nationalists who fought for the June 12. You cannot say it's not good, but he has failed to enforcing on Nigerians. He has failed to internalize that the tenet of democracy. He has used democracy as a weapon to impoverish Nigeria, which is not good. I think he must change. He must change. He must do political reform, electoral reform, to make us have a workable democracy in Nigeria.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, let me quickly get to the comment section on Facebook as we are streaming live and at IFM 103.3 FM live. Olakunle Akomu says, "Good morning, great team. Well done. I-FLIER is the best. Thank you. Honestly, government at all levels should prioritize food, good economy, security, quality education, and health. We need benefits of democracy. May God guide our leaders. God bless our great country, Nigeria. Amen." Thank you. Prince Wumi Adefusi said, "Good morning to you, Samson, and the brilliant analyst. I would have given accolades to President Bola Tinubu yesterday if he included the name of Dele Momodu among those." Let me see. Okay, among those that were honored yesterday, but his decision clearly shown he's playing politics bitterness just because of where Dele Momodu stand. Prince Bumi Adefusi, thank you. Kalawale Adaramola says, should June 12 be declared as Democracy Day? Democracy Day is the day of transition from military to civilian. Was there any transition from military to civilian June 12? Or June 12 was just... Okay, let me see what's trying to run. I mean, this is a lot. Was there... Okay. Why can't June 12 be immortalized as a memorial special holiday in memory of the honor of the late MK Abiola rather than scatter the national calendar of the country? Why can't May 29 be Democracy Day and June 12 be in memory of the struggle of the late MK Abiola, even if it's the mandate of the people, not MK Abiola alone? Unfortunately, we had never had democracy in Nigeria since 1960. Fala called it demonstration of craze. If Buhari had not ruled, today we would be saying he would have been the best president that would have changed Nigeria. The same with Tinubu. Remember Taye Solari and Babangida and people